Welcome to the overview video of all fight picks for UFC Fight Night Hill vs Rountree. Find out which fighters are picked the most by the UFC Prediction Channels on YouTube and which ones are picked the most by the best predictors over the last year. And maybe find some good betting opportunities. And on this card there are quite a few. So let's get started with the first fight of the night. Opening up the prelims on the first fight of the night, we have Mohammed Usman vs Hamdy Abdelwahab in the heavyweight division. Abdelwahab is the favorite with minus 165 and the underdog with plus 135 is Usman. Abdelwahab has become a smaller favorite over the week, going from minus 205 to minus 165. 71% of Tapology are picking Hamdy Abdelwahab to win and 29% Usman, and most are expecting this fight to go to the decision. 51 out of 75 YouTube prediction channels pick Hamdy Abdelwahab to win for 68%. When we look at the best predictors over the last 12 months, it becomes very interesting, because all of them pick Hamdy Abdelwahab to win for 8 out of 8. The best predictors on favorite fighters pick Hamdy Abdelwahab, the favorite, 6 out of 7. And the underdog Mohammed Usman is picked by the best underdog predictors, only 1 out of 8. As a quick reminder, or for those new to the channel, the best prediction channels are highlighted in green. Dark green means they had a 5% or higher return on investment over the past 12 months, and light green means they had a return on investment below 5%. I also track the best predictors for favorites and underdogs separately. The best favorite predictors have the highest ROI based only on the picks for betting favorites, and best underdog predictors had the highest ROI based only on the picks for underdogs. For a full breakdown of the best predictors, check out the 1 year results video, which is linked in the video description or at the end of this video. The next fight is in the flyweight division between Tagir, Ulanbekov and Azat Maksum. Over the last 2 days, Tagir Ulanbekov has gone from a minus 295 favorite to a much bigger favorite with minus 460 and plus 340 for Azat the underdog. Ulanbekov is also a huge favorite in picks by the Tapology Community with 93% versus 7 for Maksum, and almost all of them are predicting he will win this fight via decision. But he's even a bigger favorite in picks by the YouTube Prediction Channels with 73 out of 76 for 96%, and only 3 channels have picked Azat Maksum to win. The best predictors and the best favorite predictors pick Tagir 7 out of 8, and the underdog Azat Maksum is picked by the best underdog predictors 0 out of 7. The next fight is in the women's bantamweight division between Irina Alekseeva and Klaudia Syguła. Alekseeva is the favorite with minus 285 and with plus 225 Syguła the underdog. 82% of Tapology pick Alekseeva to win versus 18 for Syguła. Most are predicting this fight will end in a decision, but also a few are picking Alekseeva for a submission. In picks by the YouTube prediction channels, Irina Alekseeva is a huge favorite with 73 out of 76 for 96%. And she's also the big favorite in picks by the best predictors and the best favorite predictors with 7 out of 8, and the best underdog predictors have it 0 out of 7 for the underdog Klaudia. The next fight is also in the women's bantamweight division between Darya Zheleznyakova and Mullins. Mullins is the favorite with minus 265 in average odds and with plus 205 Zheleznyakova the underdog. In picks by the Tapology Community, Mullins is a big favorite with 89% versus 11% for Zheleznyakova. Most are predicting Mullins to win by a decision, and also some of them are picking her to win by KO/TKO. But Mullins is even a bigger favorite in picks by the YouTube prediction channels with 72 out of 75 for 96%. And all of the best predictors, the best favorite predictors and best underdog predictors all pick Mullins to win this fight. If you enjoy the content and find it helpful or informative, then don't forget to like this video or subscribe. Thank you so much. Up next, we go to the middleweight division for a fight between Ismail, Naurdiev and Yong Park. With minus 190, Yong Park is the favorite versus plus 160 for Ismail, the underdog. Park is the big favorite in picks by the Tapology Community with 80%, and most are predicting he will win this fight via decision. And we see similar results with the YouTube prediction channels. 60 out of 77 pick Park to win for 78%. And the same with the best predictors with 7 out of 9 and the best favorite predictors 6 out of 8. And the best underdog predictors pick the underdog Ismail Naurdiev 2 out of 8. The future prelim of the night is in the welterweight division between Seokhyeon and Oban Elliott. Oban Elliott is a huge favorite with minus 510, making him, as of this moment, the biggest favorite on this card. And Ko, the big underdog with plus 375. Oban is also a huge favorite in picks by the Tapology community with 93%, and most are expecting he will win this fight via decision or a KO TKO. All 76 channels that made predictions so far all have picked Oban to win for 100%, making him the biggest favorite on this card in picks by the YouTube prediction channels. And that, of course, also means he's picked 100% by the best predictors and the best favorite and underdog predictors. Opening up the main card, we have a fight in the featherweight division between Mohammed and Bogdan Grad. Naimov is the favorite with minus 280 in average odds and Bogdan Grad with plus 220, the underdog. Naimov is picked 79% by the Tapology community, making him a big favorite, and most are expecting he will win via decision. And the YouTube prediction channels agree. He's picked 61 out of 80 for 76%. But the picks become interesting when we look at the best predictors over the last 12 months, because 6 out of 10 of the best predictors pick Bogdan Grad to win. So most of them disagree with the YouTube prediction channels, the Oddsmakers and the Tapology community. What about the best favorite predictors? They pick the favorite Mohammed 4 out of 9. And the best underdog predictors pick the underdog Bogdan Grad 4 out of 9. So there, it's pretty close. The next fight is in the lightweight division between Nassim Sadikov and Nicolas Motta. Nassim Sadikov is the huge favorite with minus 465 in average odds and with plus 345 Nicolas Motta, the underdog. Nassim Sadikov is the biggest favorite in picks by the Tapology community with 95%, and most are expecting he will win via KO TKO. And we see the same in picks by the YouTube prediction channels. 77 out of 79 are picking Nassim Sadikov to win. And only 2 channels, Dan from the Doggo Pass podcast and Harbar MMA, have picked Nicolas Motta. And all of the best predictors and the best favorite and underdog predictors pick Nassim Sadikov to win for 100%. The next fight is also in the lightweight division between Miktibek Orolbai and Tofuk Musayev. Orolbai is the slight favorite with minus 160 and with plus 130 Musayev, the underdog. Although Orolbai is not a big favorite in odds, he is a huge favorite in picks by the Tapology community, and 87% of them pick him to win, mostly via decision. But he's not such a big favorite in picks by the YouTube prediction channels. 63 out of 80 channels pick him to win for 79%. And the best predictors over the last 12 months have it 8 out of 10 and the best favorite predictors 8 out of 9. And the underdog, Tofik Musayev, is picked by the best underdog predictors 2 out of 9. So yeah, overall, Miktibek Orolbai is not such a big favorite in odds, but he's a big favorite in picks. For the next fight, we go to the heavyweight division for a fight between Curtis Blaydes and Rizvan Kuniev. Curtis Blaydes is the favorite with minus 255 and the underdog Rizvan Kuniev has plus 205. Curtis Blaydes is a huge favorite in picks by the Tapology community with 87% versus 13% for Kuniev. And almost all of them are predicting that this fight will end in a KO TKO. Blaydes is also the favorite in picks by the YouTube prediction channels with 65 out of 81 for 80%. But when we look at the picks from the best predictors, it looks a bit different, because half of them pick Rizvan Kuniev to win with 5 out of 10. So they have a lot more faith in Kuniev than the Oddsmakers, the Tapology community and the YouTube prediction channels overall. In picks, it gets even worse for Curtis Blaydes, the favorite, when we look at the best favorite predictors, because he's only picked 4 out of 9, making him an underdog in picks. And what do the best underdog predictors think about Rizvan Kuniev, the underdog? Well, he's only picked 3 out of 9. So, in this fight, the Oddsmakers, the Tapology community and the YouTube prediction channels overall agree and they pick Curtis Blaydes. But when we look at the picks from the best predictors and the best favorite and underdog predictors, it's kinda 50-50 overall. Want to stay ahead with the latest picks, odds and stats for all fights while supporting the channel? Consider becoming a Buy Me a Coffee member or a Patreon supporter. After this video, every Friday and Saturday I update the latest stats with newly added picks from all UFC prediction channels, the best predictors and the most profitable favorite and underdog predictors. Updated odds. Track how the betting lines shift daily. Tapology stats. See if the MMA community's picks are changing. Support the channel and get exclusive daily updates. Links are in the description. I'd really appreciate it. For the co-main event of the evening, we have a fight in the lightweight division between Rafael Fiziev and Ignacio Bahamondes. And this fight is really close in odds. At the beginning of this week, the fight was minus 110 for both fighters, but over the week Ignacio Bahamondes has become a slight favorite with minus 129 in average odds. And Fiziev is now the small underdog with plus 107. and it's also very close in picks by the Tapology Community. But here, Fiziev is the small favorite with 52% versus 48% for Bahamondes, and most are predicting that this fight will go to the scorecards. When we look at the picks from the YouTube prediction channels, it's again very close. But here, Bahamondes is the slight favorite with 41 out of 79 channels picking him to win for 52%. What do the best predictors have to say about this fight? Well, again, it's close. And both fighters are picked exactly 5 out of 10. Since this fight is basically even in odds, we can't really tell much from the picks from the best favorite and underdog predictors. But the best favorite predictors have it 5 out of 9 for Fiziev, and the best underdog predictors have it 6 out of 9 for Bahamondes. So, in odds and in picks, this fight is really interesting and there's not a clear favorite to be found. And then, for the main event of the evening, we have a fight between Jamahal and Khalil Rountree Jr. in the light heavyweight division. And just like the previous fight, this fight is also very close in odds, but this fight is even closer, and it's actually, as of this moment, the closest fight in odds on this card. With minus 120, Rountree is the small favorite and Hill the underdog with minus 102. Even though the odds are pretty close, in picks by the Tapology Community, Rountree is the clear favorite with 71% versus 29% for Hill. But no matter who wins, most are expecting that this fight will end in a KO or TKO. In picks by the YouTube prediction channels, this fight is super close and it's basically a coin flip. 40 out of 79 channels pick Hill to win, which is only one channel more than the picks for Rountree with 39 out of 79. In picks by the best predictors, it's also pretty close, but with 6 out of 10, Hill is the favorite. And because this fight is so close in odds, just like the previous fight, we can't really tell much from the picks from the best favorite and underdog predictors, but they have it 6 out of 9, both for Jamahal Hill. What might be some of the best betting opportunities on this card so far? And on this card we have quite a lot of them. We start with Hamdy Abdelwahab. He is the small favorite with minus 165, but he's picked by the best predictors 8 out of 8 and the best favorite predictors 6 out of 7, making him a big favorite. The next one is Melissa Mullins. She is a favorite with minus 265, but is picked by the best predictors and the best favorite predictors 8 out of 8 for 100%. The next potential good betting opportunity is Bogdan Grad. He is an underdog with plus 220 in average odds, but is picked by the best predictors 6 out of 10, making him a favorite in picks, and it's pretty close in picks by the best underdog predictors with 4 out of 9. Another good betting opportunity might be Miktabek or Oban. He is the favorite with minus 160, but is picked by the best predictors 8 out of 10 and the best favorite predictors 8 out of 9, making him a pretty big favorite. And then the last potential good betting opportunity, we have Jamahal Hill in the main event. It's basically even in odds and he's a small underdog with minus 102, but he is the favorite in picks by the best predictors with 6 out of 10 and the favorite in picks by the best favorite and underdog predictors with 6 out of 9. But with all of these best betting opportunities, things still might change when more picks are coming in from the best predictors and the best favorite and underdog predictors over the next few days. If you want to stay up to date with the latest picks over the next few days, you can get daily updates by becoming a member on Patreon or Buy Me a Coffee, while also supporting the channel. Links can be found in the video description. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed this overview of all the fight picks. If you found it helpful, drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you want to support the channel while getting exclusive updates, consider becoming a Patreon supporter or a member on Buy Me a Coffee. Thank you so much for watching, have an awesome weekend, enjoy the fights, and I will see you in the next video.